Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be a continuation of the previous video in which we actually designed an Android Wear OS emulator design here. So basically this is a Google Watch and it's a Google Watch emulator, and what we were trying to do is going to create a joke application here where when I will click on this button, then basically this text will change into somewhat of a funny joke. Okay, so basically that was our mission. And if you have not seen my previous video, then please, I will be putting down the link in the description and you can watch it, and please watch it before this video. Okay, so before starting any further, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for further notifications, and let's get started. So today's topic is going to be how we can change the text of this text view here. So as I explained, we have this activity.xml in which we inserted a button and we inserted a text view. Now our job is that when I will click on this button, then this text should change, and basically we wanted to insert a joke text in this text view. Okay, so if you want to do any sort of click event or any sort of backend related activity in Android application development, then basically for every like this XML file, like here we have this activity underscore main.xml. So for every layout XML, you always have a activity.java class. So for this activity main.xml, we have a main activity.java. And when I created a blank tree, when I was creating project, then this class was automatically created with my XML class. Okay. So let's see if this class is actually related to this layout or not. So the easiest thing is that you will see here called as onCreate, and this is a method which comes with a variable activity and we are basically overriding it. So in this onCreate method, you will see that we are setting the content view as the activity main layout. So basically if I click on this, you will see that it takes me to this XML file. So if I change this r.layout to some other thing or something, well, nothing is available right now, but if I let's suppose change the name to navigation drawer view or something other than activity main, then basically what will happen is that my view of this emulator will simply change. Okay, so you can name your file anything, and whatever is the name of your layout file, just you give the name here and it will appear or it will render on your watch or on your emulator. Okay, so this backend is actually responsible for rendering of the view. So once this view is rendered, then we have got access to this text view. So this text view is r.id.joke text view, and if you remember in my last video, if you go to activity main.xml, this asked me a joke was a joke text view id text view. Okay, so we set its id as joke text view. So now we have got access to this text view. Okay, and if I want to change the text of this text view here, all I have to do is just write here m.textView.set text and just change the text. So for example, I don't have any more jokes. Okay, and now just debug this application again, and it will again install on my emulator here, and let us see that if now my application will render and this text will change or not. Okay, so as you can see, the Gradle build is running, and while it's running, I will just explain a few more concepts here. So what we are going to do next is basically we will be creating a hard-coded list, a hard-coded Java list of some jokes, and we are going to randomly select any one of them and display it here. Okay, but you see what I mean, right? So how this backend activity class is actually related to my view, my UI. So you see that now my text is changed. My text says I don't have any more jokes. And why this text is changed? Because once I rendered my view, once I set my content view to activity main, Then I changed my text by setting this text view value as something else. Okay, so I think now it's clear to you that how our backend, this Java class, is actually connected to my UI XML class. Okay, so let's see the task in hand. As I explained you before, what we are going to do is we are going to create a list basically. So let's create a list. Let's create a list of string and jokes, and then let's assign it to some random jokes, and obviously I need some place to get these values from. So I just came across this site called as icanhasdadjoke.com, and here if you just click on this button called as new joke, or you just simply refresh the site, you will see a random dad joke is being placed here, that this is my step ladder, I never knew my real ladder. Okay, so these are some lame jokes, but what we are going to do is we are going to take these jokes and just simply hard code them into this Java list. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to randomly select any one of them on the click of my button and show it to the user interface. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting few jokes right now, and let's, okay, so this is done. So now you see I have a list of few jokes here, and what we basically want is to randomly select any of the joke and display it on my text view. Okay, so let's create a random variable, and okay, and what we are going to do is okay, and then what we will send is size. Okay, so you can see that here will be my joke. So I basically did is I selected a random variable from the length of the list. So my list length is 4, so basically any variable from 0 to 3 will be selected by this code, and then what we are doing is we are passing that variable in my list, and we are basically fetching that joke by its index. So now I've got my random joke from this list, and I will simply set my text view to this value. Okay, and now if I click on debug, then it should work. Now if I simply install my application, then it should show me some random value from this list. So see, so now it shows me a random joke from this array list. Okay, but that was not my ultimate objective. My objective was that once I click on this button, then I should be shown a joke, not when I install it or when I open the application. Okay, so how you can do that on a click? To do that, it's really simple. The basic idea is you have to basically add a click listener on your button. So the first thing what we have to do is we have to get the object of that button. So just like a text view, we will get the button object as well. So here I have created an object called as joke button, and I will simply get my object like this button, and what will be the ID of the object? I think the ID of the object is joke button only. So I will just simply copy paste this and r.id.joke button, and you will see that now I have got access to my button object. But now what I want to do is I want to change the text on the click of this button. So joke button dot set on click listener. So basically what you have to do is you have to implement something called as view.onClickListener, and you have to pass its object inside this method. So what I have done here is I have created a inner class. I have created an anonymous class object of view.onClickListener, and in this class object I am basically overriding this method called as onClick. This method is called whenever you are clicking the button. So what I will do here is I will do exactly what I was doing here. So what I will do is I will just cut this part, paste it here, and then it should work on the click of the button instead of just working on the installation. Okay, so you see what I have done here. I have basically just copy pasted the entire code of selecting a random joke inside this onClick method, and now I am setting the text also inside this onClick method. Okay, so let's install this again and see how it now works on my emulator. Okay, so okay, it's installing now, and let's see. So now I'm getting a default text because by default my text is ask me a joke. And now I will click on this button and you will see that what just happened. So whenever I am clicking a button, I am just getting a random joke getting selected from this array list and it will be displayed here. Okay, so guys, I hope this video was clear to you. So I am going to end this tutorial right now here, but there will be a part 3 of this video as well, in which we will actually connect to a REST API, and in our case it is the REST API of this website, and from here we will get these jokes and then we will display it on emulator. I will be putting down the links of this site, again all the other useful links as well. So I hope you guys liked this video. Stay tuned for the future ones and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much everybody, and bye bye.